Hi, everybody. You're listening to WXED 107.3. This is DJ Nikki in the studio with Jonathan Cortez from elwoodcity.org for your weekly news wrap-up. How are you today?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm pretty good. It's been a very slow week here at WXED. Has it been a slow week news-wise?
To an extent. There hasn't been major news, but there were lots of little things that I posted.
Well, that's cool, though. I mean, we're always talking about what a great town it is to live in, and I always say that no news is good news. So if there's not a whole lot of major news going on, it could just be that, you know, it's been a peaceful week in Elwood. So what kind of little news are we talking about?
Well, the girls' softball team remains undefeated.
Wow.
Which is exciting.
That's amazing. I used to be friends with a girl that played on the softball team, and she's already graduated and gone on to college. And they went, I believe, undefeated her last year here, too. It's been several years, but that's exciting. So, what other news we got going on?
Well, Tuesday was election day. I don't feel like talking about that much. I'm politicked out, but...
Are you? Like, I always thought that politics were your passion.
No, they're not my passion.
You just, I guess maybe just because you're pretty versed in what's going on, I just assumed you were passionate.
I actually don't watch any news any news. I don't read newspapers.
Honestly,
like
I've never gotten into politics, but since Donald Trump got into it, I watch it just for the entertainment value.
Yeah, I watched some of that, and it's funny.
I thought whenever he first started running, I thought it was a joke. Like, I didn't think he was really serious.
I think he might still be joking.
Well, I was listening to another public radio station out of Youngstown, and they were talking about how, you know, he's been so wild and just shoot from the hip and just out there. And then just recently, whenever he gave a speech on, the foreign affairs, he was very scripted and he read everything from the teleprompter and he didn't call anybody names. And I was like, whoa, what happened to Donald Trump? You know, so I don't know. I mean, he might be taking it pretty serious because he's kind of landsliding the election. So I don't know. I mean, everybody's saying he's going to be the GOP elect. So
He probably will be.
Yeah, I think it's crazy, though.
Just from every poll I've looked at, though, Hillary Clinton will be president.
I saw that, and because I don't follow politics a whole lot, I didn't really realize that Ted Cruz was even still in it. I kind of thought after Florida he gave up.
Ted Cruz and I have a hard time saying his name, John Kasich, are still in it, but Kasich isn't. You know, he only gets like 10% of the votes. He won Ohio.
Well, I know that
that was it.
Ted Cruz just announced that his vice president will be a woman. And I thought that was exciting because I'd never heard of her. I thought she had dropped out of it a long time ago.
Yeah, she did. So it was just kind of a way to bring her back,
Yeah.
I guess, that strategy.
Right. Well, I mean, it's a good strategy, though, because if there happens to be the percentage of the country that's only voting for Hillary because she's a woman, I thought it was a good move for Ted Cruz to add a woman to his campaign, you know?
Well, considering he's probably not going to be the GOP nominee, it doesn't help him too much.
Still look good. Yeah. So anyway, back to local news.
Yeah. Well, there was a tie into that. I was going to talk about the local stuff.
Tell me how. Tell me how locally we tie into that.
Most of the local elections, the people were there was only one person in the primary, like Jarrett Gibbons was just running against Jarrett Gibbons. But for the Republican primary which will run for that position, which will run against Jarrett, there were 3 people running, and Aaron Bernstein won by quite a bit. I didn't write down the votes. He's
the one from Riverside, right? I think we said he was from North Swickley.
Yeah, because we said he in Donlin Valley. Yeah.
Yeah, Donlin Valley.
But I don't remember which one was from where. And ultimately, 3 people won, but Aaron got more votes than the other 2 combined by a lot.
Wow.
So.
Wow, that's amazing.
That will probably be a contentious election of local interest in November.
Yeah, so I can't wait for that. Anyway, anything else going on locally?
Well, it's semi-local. New Dimension Comics
Did they go out of business?
No, they did not go out of business.
Okay, because I was a little bit scared. I was driving up the street the other day, and I saw them loading boxes and boxes into a trailer.
Oh, they do that a lot.
Oh, okay.
I
got scared.
They have lots of boxes that get moved from place to place because they have.
I mean, this was like hundreds. There were like 4 people loading a big rig.
They have 6 locations in the Elwood City one. I believe that's like where a lot of their deliveries end up going, and then they distribute them to the other.
Okay. My heart sank for a minute there.
No, it's good news. New Dimension Comics is organizing a Comic-Con in Pittsburgh.
Oh my gosh.
And it'll be the start of hopefully an annual tradition
Oh,
because
that'd be
Pittsburgh
awesome.
actually doesn't have
I know.
Comic-Con right now.
I know. I've attempted to go to Comic-Con twice and could not afford the trip either time. Like, I looked forward to it, and then as it got closer, I was like, yeah, I can't afford that. But that's awesome. Pittsburgh. Oh, I can definitely afford the trip to Pittsburgh.
It's May 21st and 22nd.
Even if it's a scaled down version of Comic-Con, it's still going to be amazing. I can't wait. I have a lot of Comic-Con fans on my Facebook, so I'm going to go out there today and tell everybody Pittsburgh, the end of May. It's exciting. It's right after my birthday, too. So it'll be a birthday present to me. Are you going?
Probably.
All right.
Yeah.
Are you going to dress up?
No.
No? You're just going as Jonathan Cortez?
Yeah.
I'm probably going to dress up.
It'll be exciting. There'll be a contest.
Well, you'll see me there. That is exciting.
Yeah. Well, more on that. Once I remember what the more is. For people who like beer, they are having a special beer brewed just for the event.
Oh, it's a comic brew.
Yeah, well, it's going to be a Russian Imperial Stout.
Yeah, I probably won't. I probably won't taste test that, especially not if I take my kids. But for anybody out there who does, make sure you tell me how it is.
Yeah, I think it's only going to be available at
the Comic-Con.
Yeah.
So if it's a big hit, you think that it'll become something that is available in the area after that?
I have no idea.
Well, I mean, that's usually why they have groups of people try something to see if it's... A friend of mine, this is a different subject, but a friend of mine was going through some event and they had a cologne and it was only $10 a bottle. And he was like, well, why is it only $10 a bottle? All your other colognes are like $150. And she goes, oh, well, it's just a trial. We're just trying to see how it goes. So he bought 200 bottles. And I said, this cologne company is going to think that everybody loved it. And what they don't understand is it was just one guy.
Yeah.
He said it was an investment because if the cologne does take off and get popular, now he'll have a multitude of bottles that he only had to pay $10 each. So
that makes sense.
Yeah, it was pretty, entrepreneurish of him. I was excited. So
it puts Elwood slightly on the radar because
it does.
I was hanging out with some Pittsburgh people and they were talking about how they were going to go and they didn't know that
it originated from our...
Yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
Todd McDivitt, the organizer, is from Elwood.
That's awesome. It's everywhere I go, Elwood seems to be creeping its way bigger and bigger on the map. Like, I was talking to some local bands, and the one band was recorded live inside the WDVE studio, and in the interview, you can hear the DJ from DVE ask them where they were from. When they said they were from Elwood, the DJ goes, well, that's amazing because it seems like a lot of really good bands are coming out of Elwood City. I'd never heard of Elwood City before. So it was like, and then we went somewhere else and they were like, oh, I've heard of Elwood City. And so it's like everywhere that we go, we're hearing a little bit more and more people are getting to hear about it. And my interviews with the mayor, when they travel over for the mayor's convention, our town, he was voted like #1 mayor last year for the whole state. And, so little by little, more people are hearing about Elwood. So I think it's cool. I mean, I don't want to become one of those towns that's real well known. I like that small town feel, But that's definitely cool that we have Comic-Con originating from here. And Pittsburgh's a good location, too. So what else is going on here in Elwood City? Anything else?
This is over at the time of the broadcast, but I haven't gone to it yet at the time of
Oh, so
recording this. So something
right,
tonight.
right. But
Yeah,
everybody
there's,
knows that we record
yeah.
ahead of time. So what's?
There's the library's hosting an authors fair
Oh, so you're going?
as an author.
Really?
Yeah,
How is it that I've known you for months now? I didn't know you wrote.
I wrote one book a few years ago that I self-published
Oh,
and
well,
distributed to friends and family. So
What was
I
it
will
called?
be there. Converging Fates. I sold it at the festival maybe 3 years ago,
yeah.
and
Did you get a lot of good feedback?
I got some feedback that was good. I mean,
You should find me another
probably
copy.
like-
My daughter is a complete bookworm.
well, I have about 15 copies left, which is one of the reasons I'm going to this.
Oh, okay.
But I was at the big shelter at the festival,
Uh-huh.
and my friend, we co-shared it. She's an artist, so she sold paintings and
Mhm.
such. But so one old woman came up to me
Uh-huh.
and like got real close to me and said, "I thought it said converging farts,"
Oh my gosh.
and walked away.
Oh my gosh. That's like torturous right there. I wouldn't want to be in a room with converging farts. No. No, so converging fates, no, I'm serious. My daughter, her favorite thing right now is an app on her phone called Wattpad. And it's where just everyday people write stories. You don't have to read stories that are written by famous authors. Anybody can write stories and publish them. And she reads probably at least a book a day. She constantly reads. So I'm going to have to get a copy of your book because my daughter will tell me the truth what she thinks. No, it sounds exciting. I wrote a book years ago, but I never made it to the publishing part of it. I never self-published it,
Yeah.
But I've thought about trying to dig it out. I turned it into an ebook at one time. So, but it was only available on my website, which it wasn't active for that long. But, I like writing too. I didn't know that you were an author. That's exciting to know.
That is actually one of my long-term goals.
Yeah. So did you want to be a journalist first and then decided you could be an author, or you wanted to be an author and took the step being a journalist to get closer?
I'm not going to be a journalist. I don't know. I don't want to quite answer that question. I never wanted to be a journalist.
Never?
No. That's just what I am now.
So you never wanted to be what you are?
Yeah.
Well, then that
it's
must mean that is a step towards what you want to be.
yeah, what I'm planning on getting a career in is unrelated.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting.
I'm planning on getting a master's in intelligence.
That is interesting. That is extremely interesting. That's cool. All right, so that's about probably all our local news, you think?
Well, I wanted to talk about that more.
All right then. Go for it.
Also, there were 20 authors at it,
Oh.
which I have to say that for the Elwood area, that's quite a bit of published authors.
Yeah.
So, the way publishing works, especially in the past 10 years or so, it's a lot easier to self-publish because you can just publish on Amazon CreateSpace.
Oh, okay.
But at the same time, just being able to finish a book and editing it, and like when I wrote my book, I wrote it in about 9 months, but then all of the rewriting part took an additional 3 years, not like constant
Right.
writing, but just on and off having to go back to it until it was
So
good
you-
enough.
Is it because you're a perfectionist?
I think a lot of authors that have ultimately published would say that that's how it goes. It just takes a long time because you can't immediately think about changes right after you finish it because you just finished it and you think, oh, it's great the way it is, but then you look at it 8 months later and you realize that it isn't.
Yeah. Well, it seems like a pretty fair process.
Yeah, and at the same time, we do have a few authors that are mainstream published, so that's really cool. And just the amount of diversity of authors we have, like Eric Poole, who's the Ledger,
Yeah.
my Ledger counterpart. He wrote a book on Leslie Sabo, the Vietnam veteran who won the Medal of Honor.
Mm-hmm.
He
Oh.
was killed in action in the Vietnam War.
Okay.
He's the only Medal of Honor recipient since in Elwood City since not in Elwood City because Elwood City didn't exist in the Civil War, but in Lawrence County since the American Civil War.
Wow.
He got it.
Our auditorium up at the school was named after
Yeah,
him,
it was
right?
renamed recently, just a few years ago. He finally was awarded the Medal of Honor.
Okay.
It took a very long time for that process to happen.
Yeah.
But Eric Poole's book Company of Heroes is his biography.
Oh, well, that's cool.
Yeah, and it got published by, I think it's called Osprey Publishing, which publishes military history books.
Oh, okay. That's exciting. So even though by the time this airs, that'll be over with, you said there's going to be 20 authors?
Mm-hmm.
What time is that at the library?
6 to 9. 6 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Well, this airs at 6, so if someone...
No, it's today.
Oh.
It's Friday, yeah. It'll be,
Okay. Okay, yeah. That whenever we record one day and put it out another, it sometimes confuses me. Okay, well, I guess good luck at the authors. Is it a meet and greet, a book signing?
It's essentially a meet and greet. The library held it as a way of recognizing authors in literary culture in the local area and to support the library.
Oh, that's good. I love it. That's the thing my daughter is most excited about was she got her library card for the first time. And as soon as she got her library card, she joined the book club. And everybody downstairs was laughing because they were like, not enough teenagers get excited over a library card these days. All right, so exciting news about the library. And I understand that that's before this show airs, but good luck anyway. And if I can make it down there, I will. I'll bring my daughter down. I think she'll find it exciting to meet authors from Elmwood City. I'm kind of hoping that it'll inspire her to want to be an author, to see so many people who followed their dreams and did what they had to do while still living here in Elmwood, I love it. All right, so I guess if we have no other local news, well, you know what we do? We have one more thing. WXCD is having an open house. And it's going to be May 15th from 2 to 4, and it's on a Sunday. And we've already gotten support of some of the local businesses. Subway from the Franklin Plaza has donated a 6-foot sub. So we're going to have like cookies and subs and refreshments. And then we're going to have a live DJ on the air that day. And we're going to have everybody get to watch a live interview. And then we're also going to let people either record a shout out that day or schedule a time to record a shout out, and everybody who shows up at the open house gets a shout out for free. So normally our shout outs are $10, but anybody who comes to the open house gets to do one for free or schedule one for free. So I'm excited about that. And we'll also have some local music entertainment here that day. And I think that we're going to have a Tupperware representative here to take some book orders so that people can support the radio station and get something in return. I know I love Tupperware. But so that's exciting. We've been planning for the open house here at the radio station here for the last couple nights. I'm excited about that. So that's going to be May 15th from 2 to 4. Do you think you'll be able to make it over for that?
Possibly.
All right. Well, I will do my best to make it to your meet and greet, and you do your best to make it to the open house.
Sounds fair.
Sounds like a deal. All right, so if that's all we have, then I guess that's
a wrap up.
All right. Thanks for tuning in. WXCD 107.3, the weekly news wrap up, heard every Saturday at 6 p.m.